And we're back today. We are going to tie a Prince Nymph. I'm going to start with a size 12. I'm just using the standard dry fly hook, size 12, standard length. I'll be using some goose biot. I'll be using some peacock herl, a little bit of lead. We're going to start off with the lead wrap, and we are not going with a bead head on this, but we do want it heavy, so we want to start right around the hook point. Wrap this whole way up just behind the eye. Break it off. And break it off. We'll push it together nice and tight. I'll leave about an eyes gap there at the front. It could be a little more. I think having a little bit of space in the front's more important. So we'll build a little thread dam up. And some big open wraps across the lead. Get it to the back, and if we pull it, you can see it tighten everything up. Everything gets nice and tight. We'll build a little thread dam behind it, nice and tapered off. And we'll wrap over that lead a little bit more. Oopsie. Okay. That'll work. Now I've got some brown goose biots, and we want them, if you can see the curve to them, that curve you want facing out. So we're going to flip that one over. You want about 2/3 or so of the body here. I usually don't even measure them. I just look for proportion when I put it on the hook. I kind of do things my own way. And these flies still catch fish, so anytime you're playing around on the vise and you get tired of tying the same old thing, try something else. Try something out of the box. Try something that's not in your guide to fly fishing book. And we'll wrap that. It's okay if it wraps around the hook. It'll actually be good with all that lead wraps. It'll fill in all them gaps without wasting all that thread. And we'll cover that up. We're going to tie this down nice and tight on the way back. And what we want here is we want those tails to flare out a little bit. Try and get it underneath there. There we go. See, now they're flared out, but that one's still kind of straight, but that's okay. And a little piece of gold tinsel, small gold tinsel. I like this holographic tinsel. In USA. We like that too. At the end of it go. There it is. Alright, we'll lay it in 45 degrees here and it'll swing over to the top and we'll wrap her down. And we'll take a couple peacock herls and we'll cut the butts off. And we'll lay them fellers in there. We'll wrap it back. to our tie-in point, which you want about right there with the barb. And then we'll wrap it back forward to our tie-down point. Now, something I like to do, and I've seen a few other ties do this, and a lot of patterns you can do this if you can sneak it in, is lay just a touch of head cement. And if you've seen me before, you know I like to use the old Sally Hansen's hard as nails. And we're going to wrap this in. And you don't want to overlap if you can help it. Nice even wraps. This is 2 peacock herls. And one thing about the peacock herl is if it breaks or if it comes up too short, you can always wrap your thread back to where that is, tie that in, and then just continue with your single. I mean, you want double, you want the fullness, a little bit fuller. But if one breaks off, it happens all the time with peacock, so it's nice to know little tricks to get around that without fighting with it or starting all over, which is always an option. We're going to open palmer this gold tinsel up through here up to the tie down point, and then we'll give it a couple wraps, and we want to fold this back over to really lock it into place. Some of that glue, whatever adhesive you use there, will have seeped up in and it'll actually bond that down. Now we're tying a prince, so I'm going to flip my fly over, and I'm just using a mallard hen shoulder feather here. It's got dark tones and light tones, and get a big hunk of that off of there, and we went to the hook bend, or to the hook point, a hair past. And then a couple underneath it there. Sorry, I'm fighting a little cold here. Oopsie, missed a little. Okay. I guess it's a little beard. That's a little bit long, but I've tied them long, I've tied them short. I've never seen much of a difference. Now, I got some, I believe this is goose too, but a white biot. And this is all natural stuff. This isn't, I don't buy a whole lot of my, you can see the slight curve in that. I don't buy a whole lot of my materials if I don't have to. I have friends who hunt waterfowl, and of course I hunt small game and deer and turkeys and pretty much anything else that moves out there. So I've always got a nice little collection of wild critter parts, pieces. If I'm out fishing and see goose feathers, I'm always picking goose feathers up, especially that main flight feather when you can find it. That's where these come from. And they're great. You can use them as an antenna type, whatever this wing case type thing is on this fly. You can, I've used them for bodies, tying the tips and wrap them. If you've seen a biot, I don't know if we can get a good look at this. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see that little ridge that's on the side to you. On this side here. You see that little ridge? If you tie that up, facing up, and wrap it down a hook shank, it builds up a nice segmented looking body. So we'll just tie that off right there. We got them two antenna wing case type feather biots in there, and I went a little extra because I wanted a little bit more build up on that head, but it'll be okay. So there you have the top view. Oops, looks like I crunched a tail feathers or a tail together. There we go. Give her a little dabble do you before we're done here. Let me show you something else. You're putting some head cement on here, and however you do it, and you say, oops, I got some in that hook eye. What am I going to do? I keep just a little hackle feather with some of the barbs, and this thing's only 2 or 3 inches. Some of the barbels pulled off of it, and I shove it down that hole, and then I pull it through, clean as a whistle. Anytime I think I may or may not have gotten glue in that eye. But there you have it, the Prince Nymph, weighted and ready to go. Hope you learned something today with this, and I hope to see you next time. Till then, keep them tight.